Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to see you again. Here we are, my show, the Hoskowitz Report, and today we have a magnificent guest with us today, Sir Rupert Erskine. He's really quite an interesting person, interesting character. And we'll begin, I think, Sir Rupert, by asking you about your beginnings. Where did you come from? What was your childhood like?
Very kind of you to take an interest, indeed, Irene.
It's
Well,
fascinating.
indeed, yes. Well, I was
It
born
is.
in the Northern Highlands of Scotland,
Oh,
and my parents,
beautiful.
Lord Gidley and Lady Elspeth Erskine, uh,
Gidley.
brought me up in a somewhat eccentric fashion. Their ideal was the Spartan ideal of military discipline. And I remember that one of the things which made an enormous impression on me was the German book Struwwelpeter. And it was a book which,
Struwwelpeter.
yes, absolutely marvellous moral examples to keep children on the straight and narrow. And one story I remember in particular with enormous satisfaction was the story of Fidgety Philip. Little Philip apparently was having dinner with his mother and
Yes,
father.
I remember that one.
Couldn't sit still, and eventually tilted his chair so far back he lost his balance and pulled the tablecloth to get his balance. But instead of getting his balance, pulled the tablecloth on top of him, and everything fell on top of him: the tablecloth, the plates, the gravy bowls, and everything else. And this is the point: the version I read. All of the knives and forks stuck in all over Fidgety Philip, and his blood was all over the floor and so forth. And then, at the end of this, now mark me, this is what his parents said. Mama and Papa wonder how they will eat their dinner now. You see what I'm saying? And so that story of the Mama and Papa, who obviously realized that their son had brought this upon himself, and were practical people, and their concern was, well, how are we going to just get on with it? You see? And so I thought to myself, that's a double example, really, about Fidgety Philip, unable to concentrate, no focus, you see, no discipline.
Focus and discipline.
And then, of
Focus
course,
and
the
discipline.
practicality of the parents, who, without any kind of sentimentality, moved on with their lives. I think that shows a very productive attitude.
That's very interesting, Fidgety Philip. And so you came from that sense of always needing to be in control.
Yeah, so
And-
of course, without discipline, one can have no control.
I see.
Without going around control, there's
Well,
no discipline. What?
All right, this discipline thing. What types of discipline were carried out at some point in your life? I mean, how would that make you more sensitive and empathic?
Quite to the contrary. The whole idea of this kind of discipline is to make sure that you don't have any of these inhibiting, annoying emotions, such as sympathy, empathy, whatever those things might be.
I see. Those are annoying.
The important thing, you see,
Annoying.
May I share with you a
Yes,
confidence? Not
please.
many people know this
Please,
because of
yes,
the
please
distorted history taught in the schools.
Yes.
But sympathy was introduced by the Italians in the 1700s.
Italians?
Exactly. And empathy was introduced by the French in the 1850s. And the reason for these people doing this is to undermine the morale of the enemy, you see. You see, if you can get the enemy thinking, yes, we don't want to kill those people over there. That's not the way you do it. What you do is you say, those people over there are frightful people, and they should all be killed and bombed, and so on and so forth. And then you whip your population up into a frenzy frenzy of murderous hatred and righteous indignation and so on and so forth. That's the way you do it. If you start feeling sorry for the enemy, No,
I see.
obviously
So,
you couldn't fight them. That's the point.
yeah,
You got to get rid of that right away.
I see. So
Yeah.
you really have to toughen yourself up
Yeah.
to
Oh,
see the other as really a total enemy that needs to be destroyed.
Totally loyal. Yeah.
I see.
No half
And
measures.
you got all this from the early days of your childhood,
Well,
and
yes, it became perfectly obvious that that's
I see.
discipline and focus.
Very
The
interesting.
only way to achieve anything really in life, wasn't it?
I see.
Yeah.
Well, this is very interesting. We'll have to look into that. Remember this, the Struwwelpeter stories. If you've got a very recalcitrant child, one that just will not settle down, will not focus, not do what he's supposed to do, right? You show him the Struwwelpeter books. You show him especially the ones like he read. That could,
That will
I guess,
straighten out any
keep them in
crooked
line.
child. Yes, indeed.
Well, you heard it here. Sir Rupert Erskine, he always has something to say. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sir Rupert Erskine and Irene saying bye-bye. That was our Hoskowitz report for today.